Hello everyone, it is Yozu again and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In this one, I'll be talking about the champions that are gonna be released in May, in this month. And I have to say, there is a specific champion that if you thought Krisk was like an amazing tank, amazing defense champion, wait till you see this guy. Oh my goodness, he's super strong. But let's go ahead. Let's start with the Jetney the Giant. She's gonna be a fusion, so we have already covered her. Legendary champion, spirit affinity, attack based barbarians. We do need a lot of spirit nukers, so yeah, because a lot of live arena, especially champions, tanks are force affinity, so this is gonna be super helpful. Let's go ahead, let's quickly run on her over her skills. Splinter Steel attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 30% chance when booked 50 to place a stun debuff for 1 turn. The second hit has a 50% chance when booked of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Nothing special in there. Barrier Breach attacks all enemies, will ignore 20% of each target's defense, so a little bit better. Has a 100% chance when booked of placing 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if Alsgore Crimson Horn is on the same team. So this is her pairing. Hopefully they're gonna make an event where you can get like him as well. I mean, if you like win the tournament or something like that. So yeah, overall not a bad skill. And the last one that is not a passive, Towering Might attacks all enemies 2 times. Before attacking, places a 30% increased crit rate and a 30% increased crit damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. All of that on a 4-turn cooldown, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy when her Alsgorn is on the same team. So you actually can go ahead and build her only with 70% crit rate, and yeah, I mean, if you're gonna use this one as an opener, so yeah. Passive, Nowhere to Hide, inflicts 20% more damage against targets under shield buffs, will ignore shield buffs if Alsgore Crimson Horn is on the same team. Overall, pretty solid champion, solid nuker. I'll 100% go for her. The next champion, this is her pairing, Alsgore. He's a legendary force affinity, HB based champion, also from Barbarian faction. He's a 1 Thunderous Maul, attacks 1 enemy, heals this champion by 20% of the damage dealt. Has a 60% chance when booked of increasing the duration of 2 random debuffs on the target champion by 1 turn. Okay, not a bad ability, to be honest. Solid ability. Then A2, Crack the Sky, attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance when booked of removing 2 random buffs from all enemies. Not a bad start list for this ability. Has a 100% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies even if this attack lands a weak hit if Jetney the Giant is on the same team. Okay, so this is much better if they are on the same team. Also plays a 50% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Pretty good ability on 3-turn cooldown as well once he's booked, and if Jetney is on the same team, it's gonna be a super nice ability. 100% chance of removing all buffs even if it's a weak hit, so pretty nice. Then a Resounding Sound fully heals a target ally, also places block damage buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. Great champion, I have to say. I mean, great champion, block damage buff, amazing buff, to be honest. In the game, you can even, if you go ahead and use him, you can actually when you book him, you can actually use him instead of Helicat for the 100% speed farm team for the what's it called, Iron Twins. He still has some more abilities. Tramel, when attacked, has a 50% chance of placing 30% decreased speed debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. This chance increases to 100% if Jetney the Giant is on the same team, and his aura increases ally resistance in all battles by 60. Amazing champion as well. Pretty good pairing. They are making pretty good pairing. I like this champion a lot. But this one, this one is the champion that I mentioned that is super broken. It's gonna make, I mean, it's gonna make Krisk look like a baby, to be honest. Let's go ahead. I mean, similar to Krisk, similar. Okay, maybe not as a baby, but like on the same level as Krisk, maybe even better. Rarity, Legendary Champion, Void Affinity, Defense type from all green tribes. A1 Defend the Wall, attacks all enemies, places a shield buff on all allies except this champion for 1 turn. The value of the shield buff is proportional to this champion's defense, so he's already defense based. His base defense is gonna be huge, 100%. So this is gonna place some massive shields on your allies. It's not damage inflicted, it's not anything else, it's just proportional to this champion's defense. Healing Bombardment, attacks all enemies, heal this champion by 10% of the damage dealt, increase the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. Again, AoE ability, amazing ability, honestly. Let No One Pass, attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance when booked of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Okay, similar to Krisk, except this one attacks, but this one also places increased resistance buff and 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. All of this on a 3-turn cooldown is absurd. He's gonna be a super hard to beat. Passive, whenever this champion is attacked, heals all allies except the champion by 70% of the damage received. Only heals by 35% of the damage received from boss attacks. This effect has no cooldown. Active effect places an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn before receiving a fatal hit on a 4-turn cooldown. Increases ally defense in all battles by 33%. This is how you make a Void legendary defense based champion. Oh my goodness, it's a unit. It's super broken. Would love to get him. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the epics. Epic magic affinity support from the Sylvan Watchers, Cryodan the Blue. Frostbark Blade attacks 1 enemy 3 times, each hit has a 25% when booked up to 35% chance of placing freeze debuff for 1 turn. Razor Hail attacks all enemies 2 times, each hit has a 65% chance of placing freeze debuff for 1 turn. And Blessing of the Blue places 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, also fills the turn meter for all allies by 15% on a 3-turn cooldown, fills the champion turn meter by 5% for each freeze debuff placed by this champion. As you can see, probably, this is gonna be great champion against Fire Knight. New Fire Knight, he can be like tamed, if I can say that, tamed with freezes, so yeah. Is gonna be huge for Fire Knight. Who's got it? I don't know. Let's see, he's an epic spirit affinity, HP based, ogre in tribes. A1 attacks 1 enemy 4 times, each hit heals an ally with the lowest HP by 2% of this champion's max HP. 4 hitter, pretty solid. Attacks all and heals all allies with the Shaman gift, heals all allies by 10% of this champion's max HP, also places counter attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. On a 3-turn cooldown, nothing impressive to be honest. Task Protection places 30% reflect damage buff and a shield buff equal to 20% of this champion's max HP on all allies. Maybe if his base HP is like something huge, like 30k, so you can easily build a lot more, like up to 150k, this is gonna be amazing. But other than that, I mean, does not look bad, but does not look good as well. Restores destroyed max HP whenever this champion heals themselves or an ally. This amount is the amount of HP restored is equal to 30% of the heal. So not a bad champion. And we have the last one. These are rebalances, we don't care about those. Ilisinia. Epic Force from High Elves attacks 1 enemy, has a 30% chance when booked up to 50 of stealing 1 random buff from the target. Not good. Attacks all enemies. Before attacking, has a 80% chance of removing any block debuffs buff from all enemies. Also has a 80% chance of placing block buffs debuff on all enemies for 2 turns before attacking. Okay, so this is much better, to be honest. This is a much better ability. Shield of Aravia places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. Also places 50% strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns. And passive heals the champion by 30% of their max HP whenever shield buff is placed by the Shield of Aravia skills on this champion expires, is removed, or is broken by an enemy attack. Okay, so I don't see her being used a lot or anywhere. Maybe this skill, but still it's not 100% block buff, so yeah. If I would rank them, I would say like from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, and this will be like 2. I'm sorry, this one will be as well 2, maybe 3 to be honest. Freezes can be helpful, but other than that, yeah, okay, let's go ahead, let's go 3. Okay, this is actually gonna be up till 10 because I remembered we have excuse me, we have legendary champions in here. Okay, let's go ahead. 3, 3, 4, 10 out of 10 to be honest. Super strong, super broken. Looks like a menace to be honest. I've said to be honest way too many times. To be honest, I'm sorry. Osgore, I would say like somewhere around 7, and probably Jet in the Giant somewhere around 7. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you'll leave a like, subscribe for more daily content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.